This is one of the coolest concerts of the summer, and we're going to photograph it. Oh, and did I mention this concert is free? But there's a catch. This show has 3 Texas Americana music legends performing. But when we started the day, we had permission from only 2 of the performers to photograph them. Watch to the end of the video to find out who the last legendary performer is and what happened at the end of the night.
You see, I left that cheating man with a footprint on his bed. So, hey, I never loved you as the way. That's the way you want it. I never loved you.
This is my first shot of Rachel Stacey. I'm using spot metering because it is very bright in the back. It's about 7:30 to 8 o'clock at night, and the sun has not completely gone down, so there's very, very harsh lighting. My shutter speed is 1/2500th of a second, and my f-stop is f3.2, and this is shot with my 80 to 200 f2.8 zoom. The camera is my Nikon D800. As you can see, my ISO is 1250 and I'm shooting in full manual. The only automatic setting is color balance. The next Texas legend is Jimmy Wallace. When I was a kid and we played baseball, if you had an Al Kaline model Louisville Slugger baseball bat, it was really cool. But Jimmy Wallace has got his own model of Les Paul Gibson guitar. You really can't get much cooler than that. But what is cooler is Jimmy has performed with Stevie Ray Vaughan, Rocky Athas, Bugs Henderson, Todd Rundgren, Leonard Skinner, The Cars, Stephen Stills, Johnny Winter, Willie Nelson, and a whole lot more. This shot was taken just a few minutes before the one of Rachel Stacey, but it is shot in the opposite direction. The lens is at 200 millimeters and the shutter speed is 1/4000th of a second. That is the only real big differences. The first shot was with the sun and the second shot was into the sun. Okay, and again, this time we're pointing a little bit away from the light. Our shutter speed is 1/2000th of a second and our f-stop is 3.5. Unlike shooting in clubs where it's darkness and different kinds of red and green and blue, yellow light, you're shooting in different varying degrees of outdoor light, natural lighting. So that's our first 2 legends of Texas music. So now are you ready for our third Texas legend? Here he comes.
Live in grays and faded purple, and the gamblers never bet on 12s or 2. The drunken poets disappear into their shadow, and the rock and roll believer sings some old CC Top blues. Tell the devil that I'm getting there as fast as I can.
We didn't get permission to photograph this absolute Texas superstar until 2 minutes right before the show. We had actually arrived to the show without permission, and we had permission from the 2 opening artists. But this gentleman has written songs like Snake Farm, Conversation with the Devil, Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother, and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ray Wiley Hubbard. The shot is similar to the previous shots that I've shown, but it did change rather quickly because the lighting changed and they added stage lighting to the performance. You can see the shutter speed dropped dramatically it went down to 1/160th of a second, still at f3.2, and the ISO I have not changed. The sun started to set and the stage lights started to come on, and for the most part they were a brilliant green and a blue color, which made it extremely difficult to adjust and shoot for. The shot came out of my second camera, which is a Nikon D7100 with an 18-70 f/3545 zoom on it at 70 millimeters. Everything else was the same, but the exposure was 1/200th of a second at f4.5. What made it difficult is you still had a washed out background. You had stage lights of blue and green, and that caused for exposure to be difficult. At first I thought it was just me, but no, both cameras were exactly the same. The color balance was weirded out, and I had to make some adjustments in post on both units. I'd like to thank Jimmy Wallace and Rachel Stacy. Those two people are absolutely amazing and awesome. And thank you very much. And I'd like to also say thank you to Ray Wiley Hubbard. We got to shoot the first 3 songs of his set, and it's not every day you get to see somebody like that. So I'm deeply appreciative to him. And I'm going to leave you with some shots of the rest of the show.